Beardo Banjo.
For today's video, I was going to capture some gameplay from a brand new VR horror game. I thought that would be nice. I haven't done that in a while. Hasn't been any new horror content on the channel for quite some time now, and I always like sharing that stuff. And I think you like it too. You like watching me get scared. I think that's a common theme on the channel. But instead I've decided to make this video, because I feel like I must have offended some VR developers with my new VR games coming in March 2022 video when I said that March was another quiet month. Since making that video, which was I think only 3 or 4 days ago, another 7 VR releases have been announced for this month. So now I need to do like a part 2. So this is kind of unprecedented, but this is a part 2 of my new VR games coming in March 2022 video. If you haven't seen the first part, go and watch that. All those games are still coming, but now there's these ones as well. So you've kind of got to squish these 2 videos together for the full package of what March contains in terms of new VR games. March is now a pretty crazy month. There's a lot of great content coming now, and it's going to be busy for me, because I'll probably be covering most of it. Let's jump in. These games are not all the games coming in March. These are the new ones that have been announced since I made that video just a few days ago. Okay, to kick things off, there are a couple of additional games launching now on March the 10th. The first of which is the incredible looking and extremely addictive looking Nock. Now, if you haven't seen Nock, it's basically Rocket League meets Legolas. Everyone plays as a wibbly wobbly squid person who's exceptionally good at archery, and the point is to use that archery and use those skills to shoot arrows at a ball to knock the ball into your opponent's goal. I'm very excited to check this game out. I think I should be going hands-on with it this weekend, so hopefully there'll be some coverage coming soon to the channel. But this game's basically pitched as a 1v1, 2v2 or 3v3 online game that follows in the footsteps of Rocket League in kind of changing football, taking football and putting it into VR, and you're not kicking the ball around, you're shooting arrows at it to knock it into your opponent's goal. I can see this being chaotic and just a whole lot of fun. There's going to be players that are excellent at this. Gamertag VR has already claimed he will be amazing at this game. I don't know, I feel like I need to go in there and put him in his place. Also on the 10th of March is a game that looks right up my street, a game called Hitchhiker. Now this game actually released as a flat screen product a while back, and I never played it. I didn't catch this one when it came round originally, but now it's coming to VR and I'm gonna play it. Hitchhiker is a slice of life game, so it's not going to be exceptionally action packed. It's not going to be something where you run around shooting. You basically sit in a car and you're traveling through memories rather than through physical locations, or at least that's how I interpret the trailer. It looks very wacky. Things start to get pretty weird in the trailer if you watch it right the way to the end, and I love these kind of slow burn narrative experiences. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Firewatch in its presentation and the way it's trying to lay out the story. Hitchhiker launches onto the Quest platform on the 10th of March. Then on the very next day, March the 11th, a highly anticipated Half-Life Alyx mod is finally launching onto the workshop for public consumption. Bioshock Return to Rapture Part 2 is one of the best VR mods I've ever played. It's genuinely incredible, and you can tell from the very moment you step foot into it that the creator cares about the world of Bioshock and the world of Half-Life. Now this isn't a conventional Half-Life mod. You're not just going up against Combine in a new location. Yes, Combine are there because this story blends both the worlds of Half-Life and Bioshock, but you're also going up against splicers, big daddies, meeting little sisters. This thing is mind-blowing, and I can't wait for more people to be able to get their hands on this and see fans of Bioshock and Half-Life just lose their minds when they step foot into these worlds. One thing to note is the creator uses, or is using, actual assets from Bioshock, real assets that were used in those games. They've been given permission to do so by the creators, and I think that's absolutely insane. Bioshock Return to Rapture launching onto the Steam Workshop for Half-Life Alyx on March the 11th. Then on the 17th of March, another Quest release of a game that's currently available on PlayStation VR. ALVO, the tactical multiplayer shooter, is finally jumping over to the Quest platform. Now on PSVR, ALVO didn't really have much competition. It is a Counter-Strike style quite serious simulation online multiplayer shooter, and the only other game really on PSVR that kind of stands up against that is Firewall, which is a very, very good game. On the Quest, there is a lot more competition. We have Pavlov's Shack, we have Zero Caliber, we have Contractors. There's a lot of games here, so it's vying for a spot in an already crowded market, but I'm still excited to go hands-on with it. It's always good to see new takes on similar mechanics, or mechanics I'm used to in VR, and ALVO looks to be the closest thing to a Counter-Strike or Pavlov-style, fully fleshed out experience that the Quest is going to have. Can't say for sure, but I'm excited to go hands-on with it when it releases on the 17th of March. Also on the 17th of March, which I think is now an absolutely cram-packed VR release day. I think there's a ton of stuff coming out on that day. Also releasing on the 17th of March is Mare for PC VR platforms. Now Mare released at the start of 2021, I believe. It's been a long time since I played it, and it felt like Ico in VR. That's the most simplistic way to explain that game. You play as kind of an unseen entity, and you're going on a quest with a young girl who doesn't speak the same language as you. You build a bond quite quickly, and you can command the girl to move around the landscapes to solve puzzles. It's very simplistic, it's very hands-off, it's very laid back, and it was an experience that felt very relaxing and meditative for me. The music was gorgeous, the visuals were sharp, and I can't wait to see what it looks like on PC VR with higher resolutions and more graphical prowess. Mare is launching PC VR platforms 17th of March. Now, to wrap things up, we've got a couple of sneaky ones launching at the very end of March, both these titles launching on the 31st. The first one is a game I'm cautiously optimistic about, but there's probably more pessimism in my voice than I realise. Transformers Beyond Reality. I really, really want a good Transformers game in VR. I really, truly do. Who doesn't want a good Transformers game in VR? I want to be an Autobot. I want to feel the size of an Autobot. I want to transform into a truck and drive around. I want to stand next to Optimus Prime and really take in how amazing he looks in VR. I don't think this is going to be that. From everything I've seen, this looks like an on-the-rails shooter set in the Transformers universe, and that's kind of dampened my excitement somewhat. I'm still excited to see Transformers and characters I've grown up with in VR and see them in true scale, in all their glory, but I wish we were getting a different Transformers product. Fingers crossed, this leads the way to something better in the future, and I can't knock it yet because I've not played it. It might be fantastic, and I am partial to the occasional on-the-rails shooter, but I just don't think this is going to be the Transformers product that Transformers fans want in VR. I have that gut feeling, but we will see when it launches on the 31st of March. And finally, the very last game to squeeze into March and force me to make a part 2 to my new VR games in March 2022 video is Cosmonious High, the triumphant return, hopefully, of Alchemy Labs to the VR scene. Now, Alchemy are an exceptionally well-versed and knowledgeable VR dev team, creators of Job Simulator, Vacation Simulator. I think they even did the Rick and Morty game. They know what they're doing when it comes to VR, and they're crafting a new experience for, I think, younger audiences, but it looks open to everybody. You play as an alien who's joining a high school where everyone has superpowers, and you are discovering your superpowers as you progress through the story. It seems like the character you play as has access to multiple powers, all kinds of things like controlling water and fire and gravitating things. It looks to have all the signature humour and polish of an Alchemy Labs product, and I'm very excited to check it out. Their games always make me laugh. The writing is pitch perfect to my sense of humour, and visually they're always really arresting, really bright, colourful and enjoyable titles. So it's great to see this one launching so close to the start of the year. I thought we'd have to wait a little bit longer, but no, it's another March title. And that's everything. I've never been forced to make a part 2 before, but March is kind of crazy. All these games have just been announced in the past week or so, and it's really turned March into something kind of okay to something really impressive. There's a lot of VR titles launching this month now. If you haven't already, check out my part 1 video, because that contains all the other ones, and then now there's these ones. Hopefully there's something for every VR player to get excited about in the month of March. Now, it's really turned into an impressive month. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please do leave a like, leave a comment, and hit that subscribe button. I just hit 50,000 subscribers. Thank you so much to everyone who subscribed. It blows my actual mind, and I'm kind of speechless and forever grateful for you watching these videos and engaging with these videos. It means the world to me. Genuinely, thank you. Onwards and upwards. 100k kind of doesn't seem so unrealistic now. And I don't think I've ever wanted anything more than that goddamn trophy thing you get if you get there. I've never won a trophy. I'm not athletic. This is the first trophy I could ever win. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I'll see you very soon for another one. I will get around to recording that horror game. Have a great weekend. See you later.